Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode 595 of the Immigration Answer Show. How is everybody doing? Good to see some of the regulars here already. Rocio is here. Robert is here. Nurse Laura is here. How is everybody doing? Some of my favorite people are the first ones to comment. How about that? I just finished watching Nor's first game and they won 12-2. So or 13-2, I guess. So they got mercy ruled. The other team got mercy ruled. Now we don't play until 3 p.m. So I will be here for the next hour or so trying to answer all of your immigration-related questions. But whatever I do, I won't do something as cool as Rocio. She just crocheted a unicorn. How about that? How about that? Robert's here. Nurse Laura is here. Prince is here. Hello, Prince. Tony's here. MDDS is watching in Qatar. Fafa is here. Angel is here. Yusuf is here. Hi, Yusuf. Fafa says, new followers straight from TikTok. Well, that's pretty exciting. Gotta love that. Hello from Ohio. Missed me yesterday. Yeah, sorry about that, Zoe. There was some rain coming, so they squeezed up the game, so it threw off my whole schedule. So I was not able to do a show yesterday, but I should be doing a show at least for the next 4 or 5 days in a row. So we'll get back on track. Getting close to episode 600. Check this out. Ryan got their green card in the mail yesterday. 4 months, the combo card. 4 months from the receipt date. That's pretty good. Steve is here. Erudite Services. You know who we haven't heard from in a while is Aqueous Spaces. I wonder how he's doing. I wonder if he's down in Ecuador. All right. Phoenix is here. Hello, Phoenix. Saif is here. Ms. B is in Chile, New York City. Rita is here. Hello, Rita. Abdul Hakim. Raimundo, my good friend Dammy is here. Isaac is here. Can you guys hear me? Isaac says no sound. I assume you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Dammy, can you hear me? Somebody? We haven't heard from Shabazz. That's true. That's true. Delroy's here. Big up to all the Yardies from Delroy. Thank you, Delroy. Joanna says, yep. Abasambo says, I can be heard. So that's good. We can't have a show if I can't be heard. Let's go ahead and get started. Abu is here. Abu, Zayek, how are you?
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Long time, but I'm following you all time.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
What can I help you with?
Yeah, I have like two questions maybe. The first one that someone who have green card for almost 5 years, but he have one of his trips outside of United States for more than 6 months. 7 months and 1 day, actually. So what will happen here? Can he apply if he have completed the 5 years and he have full more than 30 months? 30 months along the 5 years can apply for a citizenship.
So whenever you have a trip for more than 6 months, then the government thinks that you've abandoned your residency. So you could prove to them that you didn't abandon your residency. But lately, those cases have been harder and harder to win. So unless you're willing to take a chance and see, I mean, you're going to lose the filing fee. But if you want to take a chance, you can make an argument. Look, I kept my job, I kept my house, I kept all my stuff in America, and I didn't plan on being gone for 7 months. Just something happened. You could make that argument. It's probably not going to win. The safer thing to do if you're worried about saving money and not losing an N400 case is to wait 4 years and 1 day from the day you got back from that 7-month trip.
Okay. That means the clock will start after his last trip.
So that 7-month trip you start, but then it's 4 years from that day. 4 years and 1 day.
4 years and 1 day. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Someone who win the lottery, but when he apply for the lottery, he put himself as a single because he didn't saw that he will win. But in fact, he is married and have 2 or 3 children. Can he change that on the DS-260?
He can try. They're going to ask him why he didn't list that he was married. There is so much bad information out there about the diversity visa, and there's so many people that lie about whether they're married or have kids when they do the diversity visa. I'm shocked how often it happens. They can try to clean it up, but they'll probably won't get the visa.
Yeah, I I I
It's
I
so
I,
dumb.
I expect that. Yeah, it's so dumb. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks,
I
Abu.
have. No, excuse me. Just I have one question more.
Go for it.
What if someone who an elder lady, he's supposed to get her citizenship soon. So what about her kids who have been older than 21 years to bring them through the green card after she gets a citizenship?
It's like a
So what
10-year wait.
10 years wait?
All right, I'm gonna go, Abu. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Have a good day.
See you, buddy. Yep. I got tired of hearing from the side character. All right, thanks, Abu. All right, all right. Devendre's here. Hello, Devendre.
Hi, Mr. Jim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. I have a question for my friend, right? So he got a 10-year green card through marriage, and he has two kids. And his wife and him, they got into an argument. The wife called the cops, and the cops arrest him. And and he's out. He's out. They give him a bail, but he doesn't have to pay the bail. So he went to the court. The judge doesn't tell him that will affect his case, but they put in his record like disorderly conduct or something like that. And I was trying to make some research for him to trying to help him. Is that's gonna affect his citizenship? But they still married. They still married. They still living together, trying to help him, but I cannot find anything. I came today to ask, will that affect his citizenship? And also, the judge gave him like accelerated rehabilitation because he never been in any problem before.
So, what did he ultimately plead guilty to?
No,
Disorderly conduct.
he didn't plead guilty to anything. The judge just said, if you accept the program, like the family violence program, the case will be dismissed and expunged.
So it's never expunged for immigration purposes. He has a 10-year green card or a 2-year green card.
10.
10. So I would say that most likely he's going to have to, if I were his lawyer, um, I would probably tell him to wait to apply for citizenship on the 5-year rule, and I would wait until 5 years of after whatever this conviction or whatever probation he gets or whatever, whenever that case is over, he should wait 5 years from then to apply for citizenship.
Okay, but do you think because what is it called? Because you accept the program, like the family violence program, so for the thing to go dismissed, and do you think that's a conviction? Do you think that's a
Probably,
something?
yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
should be concerned about it. He should check on it. He should try to get it dismissed if he can, or if it's a municipal violation. It depends what the sentence is, and it's impossible for me to tell him what to do because there are 50 states with 50 state laws, and every court has these different diversion programs. So it's impossible for me to tell him that it's okay. But um, I think it'll be okay, but I don't know for sure.
That's what I think also because it's just a class C misdemeanor, and then the judge just tell him, all right, so you got 1 year from now. If you don't get arrested, you're not gonna be sentenced. Just do the program, so we'll get
So
rid of.
so So when people ask me this question, because like a lot of times a criminal defense attorney will call me up and say, "Hey Jim, I got this immigrant and he got this domestic violence charge and I got him this great diversion. Isn't this great?" And I'm like, I don't know. I've got to look at the statute. I've got to look at the federal statute. I got to see what facts he's admitted. It could really. I got to see what the range of punishment is. So it could be a great deal for a U.S. citizen, but not a great deal for an immigrant.
Oh, okay. So I will let him. I will tell him to watch this, so maybe he can get a lawyer to help him
Okay.
down the road. All
That
right.
sounds great.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Devendra. See you, buddy. All right. I'm going to repost the link. Lewis is trolling me already. It's only 2-0, Lewis. It's Tottenham's losing to Liverpool. Tottenham's on a bad streak. They lost to Arsenal, then Chelsea. Now they're probably going to lose to Liverpool. It's pretty sad. Here's the link, everybody. All right. I wanted to talk a little bit about Donald Trump and the Project 2025 report. Project 2025 is a Republican and Heritage Foundation plan for what America looks like if Donald Trump wins. It's based on the Project 2025 itself and 2 interviews with Donald Trump where he discussed his agenda for a second term, which includes deporting millions of people, cutting the U.S. civil service, kicking out all the government people that he views as loyalists, and putting in only Trump people. He wants to basically pull us out of NATO, and he wants to, here it is. He says he wants to deport 15 to 20 million people. He's going to conduct a massive deportation operation. He cites Dwight Eisenhower as having a big, massive deportation. There's no such thing. I mean, Donald Trump makes stuff up all the time. I mean, the idea that Donald Trump even knows history is a joke. Here's what he says. We'll be using local law enforcement, and we'll start with the criminals that are coming in. And they're coming in numbers that we've never seen before. And we do have a new category of crime. It's called migrant crime. How about insurrection? How about that? He's going to use the military, the National Guard, the police departments. Even though there's a rule that says you can't, the Posse Comitatus Act says that you can't deploy the U.S. military against civilians. He's going to try to override that. I mean, they have big plans, big plans. So pay attention. If you know U.S. citizens, let them know that they got to pay attention and that they got to vote, and not to vote for Donald Trump if they care anything at all about immigrants. B. Harvey is here. Hello, B.
Hello.
Oops. Sorry about that. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for picking my call. I'm so
Sure.
excited. Thank you for this show.
Sure.
And my question is, I filed an N-600. I'm an attorney represented, and just this past Friday, I went to my biometric screening, and they did not take my fingerprints.
Because
They didn't say it's I asked and they say no, it's not necessary.
when was
And
the last time? When was the last time you were fingerprinted by the government?
never, first time.
Okay, so that seems weird. So they sent you a biometrics notice, and you showed up, and they said we don't have to take your biometrics.
Correct. They took my photo and they had me sign, and that was about it. And they said no, you don't need to have your fingerprints taken.
Okay.
But I do go to church and I do volunteer, and they have run a comprehensive fingerprinting. I don't know if that's a factor that's but that's a private entity. I don't think government would have had that records, right?
Um, no, I don't think they would have that. I mean, there must be some reason why they. It says I just checked the rules because that surprised me what you said about the N600. I thought every N600 applicant has to get fingerprinted, but I don't know. Did they say they're gonna keep processing your case?
Yeah, right during the biometrics screening, they send an email and from USCIS, and they stating that my case is being actively reviewed by USCIS, and that at this time there's no further documents needed, but if in the future they do need it, they'll contact me.
Okay. And what's your theory as to why you're a U.S. citizen? Why do you think that you're a U.S. citizen?
Oh yeah, I finally gathered all documentation about my father. He was a U.S. citizen. He has already passed away, so I had to gather his death certificate, his birth certificate, his he also went through the N600 as a young adult through his father, which my grandfather. So he went through that as well with attorney represented, and I pulled his entire records through the USCIS. His alien number, he has an alien number. So I pulled his entire record and I have represented that to my case.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Let us know how
Now,
it goes.
uh-huh. Yes, and I do worry because you did a show back in 2022 for other types of immigration cases that when UCIS says that being active reviewed, that means like literally nothing.
I mean, most N600s take about 7, 8, 9, 10 months now, so they don't go very quickly. Um, hopefully it'll all work out and hopefully they'll knock it out. But I mean, when you're talking about getting your citizenship through a parent or a grandparent by operation of law, those are not easy cases. They're sort of fact intensive. They do have to do some digging and they actually have to think a little bit. So hopefully you'll get a smart officer and they'll just knock that out.
Yes, hopefully, and hopefully I have a very knowledgeable attorney that is gonna fight it.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on. See ya. All right, asylum withdrawal question. Hello. Hello,
Hey
asylum
Jim.
withdrawal question. Hello.
Hi Jim, you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I have a quick question. Thank you for picking me up. So back in 2016, I came to the U.S. and I applied for asylum, and still till now I didn't get anything. No interview, nothing. But
Yep.
meanwhile, I got married and I got my citizenship. Now I want to go back to my home country. Is there any consequences I'm gonna get, or
Why are you going back to
because
your home
there
country?
is factors, there's some things happen back in my home country. It's changed, so I don't
What?
feel like
What
a
happened in
threat.
your what happened? What happened in your home country?
So I had troubles with the family back there, but the guy who was threatening my life, he passed away. So
Oh,
like
okay.
the threat is not there anymore.
So says you. That's what you say.
Huh?
That's what you say. What's the
Yeah,
government going to
that's
say?
what I'm saying. And if you want to like approve that, it's hard to approve it because you can't just get like this certificate for someone who's not you.
Well, okay. There's a couple that I have a couple of problems with. Number one
Yeah,
is if you filed an asylum case and said
yeah.
I need asylum in the United States because Joe wants to kill me if I go back, that's not a valid asylum case.
Well, I didn't
If you're
know
saying,
that. My attorney
well,
didn't say anything about it.
so, but just to be clear, you're saying that the reason you went in your statement of why you needed asylum, it was because of one person was going to threaten you. That's what you said. Are you sure that's what it said?
No, I had like a big problem back there, and he threatened me based on it. It's not like he just was threatening. And there's like actually happened kidnapping for my family, and there was some violence happen, and I had
So was it all
some
by the
medical
was it?
reports because they attacked me, but they attacked me, but the
Okay,
threat
so now hold on.
happened.
Now hold on. Now you've switched from one person to they. Now you're talking about they, right?
Yeah, their
You're,
family, his
you're
family. But
okay.
when he passed away, the threat and the violence they were doing to my family, it stopped completely when this guy passed away.
That sounds like total BS to me. That I don't believe that at all. That sounds like you really wanting to go back home and wanting to ignore the fact that you swore under oath that there were these people, not just one person. To me, this is like total revisionist history, and this is the total story of somebody who got their citizenship through marriage now and wants to forget the fact that they ever filed a claim under oath saying that if they went back to their home country, they would be killed.
Well, that's what I feel. I feel like I'm not threatened right now, but I don't know.
But your feeling is irrelevant. Your feeling is irrelevant. Your feeling is irrelevant. You swore under oath that if you went back to your home country, that bad things were going to happen to you because of these people. And now you want to say one of these people died, and now it's totally safe because I have this U.S. citizen spouse. Now I can just go back, no problem. I mean, you do what you want, but I think it's stupid. You swore under oath that you could never go back to that country. Now you got your citizenship. Oh, hey, I got a U.S. passport. I'm going back home. Everything's safe now. You think they haven't heard that before? You think you're the first person that thought this up?
My attorney didn't give me any advice. Like later, like after 5 years, they told me, "Oh man, you know your story is not even supposed to be asylum." I was like, "Why? Why he didn't say that? Why my attorney didn't say anything about it?"
So then you have another problem.
Yeah.
So now you have another problem. Now you have a problem that it's called a frivolous. Do you know that word, frivolous?
No.
Frivolous. Okay. What language do you speak?
Arabic.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to find out the Arabic word for frivolous. Translate from English. I need to learn this word for Arabic. Tafihatan? 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 Tafihatan. Hold on. Let me hear it. Hold on. Tafihatan. You know that word?
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, frivolous means like bullshit or thin as can be. So then you have a whole other problem.
Yeah.
Then you have a whole other problem, and that is that if you file a frivolous asylum claim, you're never supposed to get any other immigration benefit the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So here's the argument. My man said that it wasn't safe for him to go back home. He said he needed asylum. And then, oh, wait, look, he went back home. What the heck? He swore under oath he couldn't go back. Let's look into this. Okay. So we pull up the asylum case and we go, this is BS. This is no asylum case. If we had known that he filed a BS asylum case when we gave him his green card based on marriage, and if we knew that his asylum case was BS when he applied for citizenship, we never would have given him his citizenship. We never would have given him his green card. So let's deport him. Tafiha. Thank you, Ahmed. Tafiha.
Oh, Taffy. Taffy. Yeah. I get it. It's Taffy.
Thank you, Ahmed. So do I think there's a significant chance of this? No. Do I think it's a chance of less than 2 or 3%? Yes, I think it's a 2 or 3% chance.
But you know, this is like fair to me because my attorney didn't give me any advice.
How's it fair to you? What'd you say?
This is not even a case. So why
you filed it?
All of this.
You filed it.
I filed it through my attorney.
You signed it. You signed it under oath.
Yeah. So the question, if I go back to my home country and I went back here, would they stop me from going in?
That's what I'm saying. Stopping going in, no. But would they maybe try to denaturalize you and take away your citizenship and your green card? I think it's a 2 or 3% chance.
So what options I can do? What things I can do to fix it?
Okay, hold on a second. I want to check something real quick. Okay, hold on 1 second. How many countries are there in the world? I think it's like 180. Let me see. 195. So what you can do is you can visit 193 other countries. That's what you can do. You can visit 193 other countries.
And not go back there.
You swore under oath that if you went back there, you would be killed because they were going to get you.
Yeah, but
so hold on. So either it was a valid claim, and there were these people that were going to get you, and you've gone back anyway, or it was a made-up claim that went away when this one person allegedly died, which you can't even prove, and now it's safe for you to go. Either way, you're screwed.
But if you have like a political, a case, and you say the government is after me, and after 10 years you say, well, you know what, the guy who responsible for this government is changed, is not
Okay,
the same guy. We got
so
back to the same point, right?
you want me to say it's safe for you to go back,
No,
right?
no,
That's
no.
what
I,
you
I
want.
want you to say but I feel like after all of this, my attorney didn't give me, fair. He didn't treat me fair because he
So
didn't tell me.
when you get deported, you can sue him from Iraq or wherever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, do I think this is going to happen? No, I don't think this is going to happen. But do I think it could happen? And then the question always is: small chance of happening, very severe result. What's your life back? If what I mean, I've handled 2 or 3 denaturalization cases. They're not fun because the government doesn't mess around. It's a slow freight train. And don't forget, there's a 50-50 chance Donald Trump's coming back. So I'm going to let you go. You go off and think about what you want to do, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Good luck. Yep, for sure. All right. My friend Jonathan is here. I know Jonathan won't drive me crazy.
How
Hello,
are you?
Jonathan. I'm good, buddy. How
It,
you doing?
it was very disconcerting because you got mad. Your glasses stayed on. I haven't seen that before.
Oh, yeah, I'm outside. What am I going to do?
Fair enough. Couple of questions for you. So I spoke to you when my daughter was abroad. She'd come over here. She'd filed I-130, I-485, and hadn't received any advance parole or whatever, and had to leave. So she left, and then she got the advance parole while she was abroad. So she was going to try and come in. So she came in, and a couple of quick questions, and they just waved her straight through, which was amazing. So really updating you on that.
But
The question,
just to be clear, she still might show up at her green card interview and they say you abandon that. You got to file a new 485.
right? So
Okay.
So no, we definitely spoke to everyone, and I'm aware of the risk because she wasn't staying here any
But no,
longer.
it's great. It's great she's here. That's great. That's good news.
And at this point, if she doesn't file the form to do content processing, and they don't give her an interview, is she meant to say anything, or she just sits back and sees what happens
I
once
wouldn't
she's
wait
back
too long. How old is she?
in? 18.
Yeah, so I'd give it maybe 6 months, 8 months. I'd start calling USCIS, and then I might file another 485 just to try to. I mean, she should be okay. I don't know. I just don't want her to age out. So if we get close to like 20 or something, I would start maybe sue or something.
Right, but okay. So that I take that point, but the question is there a concern that they'll now look at her travel record and not think like should she proactively file something to a new 485 because she's abandoned the previous one like straight away?
Oh, I mean, that
You
might
said
be.
back in the day, people did it all the time where they left and got the advance parole mailed to them abroad and just came back in.
Right, right. But the last couple of times, I think I told the last couple of times we've had that happen. We got a letter even before the person tried to come back saying that the 45 was abandoned. So, I'm not sure exactly how they would handle it, but I think you should be open to it. I think I'd give it 6 months. I'd give it 6 months
Sorry, I
from when
lost
she
you. Can you
came
hear me?
back. Oh, yeah. I'd give it 6 months from when she came back. And if not, then I'd file a new
Okay.
45 or I'd start calling USCIS.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And then on mine, so I started getting emails. Somebody changes, your application being updated, like 2 or 3 a day for 2-3 days. So it was quite a few. And I logged back in, and short version is my I-130 got approved, which is amazing. But the 485 not, which is a huge blessing because the biggest concern for me, you speak to thousands of people, you'll remember, but I had a concern about a marriage in New York where it was a religious marriage where they're treating it as a legal marriage. And as far as I understand from what you'd say to other people, is I-130 basically says that we believe your marriage is valid. So I was legally available to marry my current wife. And that, in my head, was my biggest hurdle. Were they going to challenge my ability to marry my current wife? So if they've approved that, and I'm not concerned about anything in my 485, am I just sitting back and chilling at this stage?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they could bring up the I-130 again at the 45 part, but that's very unlikely. I think you're past that. Yeah.
Okay. And how long should I wait now that the I-130 has been approved to start chasing them for the 485? Because normally they're approved
when did you
together,
file?
right? I've had
Yeah,
July
when did you file it?
2020, July 22.
And was that true when you filed for your daughter too, or did she file separately?
Yeah. No, she filed separately like 3 months later.
So here's what I would say. I'd give it, let's wait for her 6 months from when she came back. If
Okay.
things aren't sorted out by then I might just sue them for all of it, you and your daughter, and just try to get it all done. 2 years is plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw everybody in and try to knock it all out.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you very much.
Hi, Jonathan. See you, buddy. I loved how he picked up on chilling, just chilling. That's what I like. I like that. All right. Deborah's here. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Jim. I contacted you a couple months ago regarding my husband's interview. So here he is.
Hello.
Hi.
That's awesome. Where was the interview?
In Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa.
Nice.
Yeah,
It
so
got
it
approved,
went
obviously.
fantastic, obviously. So he's been here about 5 weeks, and we have a question regarding his social security card and his green card. It appears that they have my previous address for sending those, because the paper he was given to come into the US had my previous address on it, and they asked him, is this where you want the green card sent? So what do we do at this point?
And he said,
He said yes, because he didn't have my current address by memory and his phone wouldn't work to call me.
and when you check with USCIS as far as the status of the green card, what does it say?
It says case closed.
Okay.
I don't know how to get.
So has there ever been any indication that the green card was actually mailed?
No.
Okay. And that Robert has a good idea. How long has it been since you were at that old address?
10 months.
Is it far away?
No.
Did you leave a forwarding address with the post office?
Yes.
I might file another one. Just file another one,
Okay.
updating your address. I would also call USCIS. The most important thing, Deborah, is for you to call USCIS and figure out what's the status of the green card. Has it been produced? Has it been shipped? Has it been received back by USCIS? Does the post office have it? You just got to figure out if it's been created. How long ago did he come through?
He arrived 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. So maybe they haven't sent it yet. Maybe you still have a chance to give them the right address.
Okay. The green card, we read that it's 90 days usually. Is that after his visa approval, or how long does it usually take?
It's after you paid the Ellis fee, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 90 days from that.
Okay. That sounds good. We have another question regarding our lawyer who kind of dumped us at the point of receiving the interview letter. We were looking into filing a lawsuit against him. So
Why?
Because all he ever did for us was file a couple of times, and then when we got the interview letter and I was asking him for assistance, he said, like, you don't need a packet for the interview. I don't need to prepare anything for you. If you want me to help you in any other way, you have to pay us more money.
What's the contract say?
The contract was a flat fee, and
To do what?
it does have the option of, if it needs to be broken down by hour, there's an hourly rate, which I don't think he ever met.
How much did you pay him altogether?
$3,500.
And he handled the I-130 and all the overseas stuff?
Yes, basically. He did the S-260, the I-130.
I think you got a bargain.
That was okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we charge like $6,500, $6,000 for that. So I think you got to. I mean, the question would be, what are your damages? Well, your husband's sitting next to you. Maybe it took a little longer. Maybe it was a headache, but really, there's not a lot of damages.
Okay. I think that's all we have for today. Did you have anything else?
No. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Yeah, for sure. See ya. Okay, bye-bye. Nurse Laura says USPS won't forward mail from USCIS, but they do. We get forwarded mail all the time, and we've had forwarded mail, and we've had clients get forwarded mail. So they might not forward everything. They might not forward identity cards, but the first thing she's got to do is figure out if it's in fact been sent. Diana, hello.
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 Hi,
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
Morning.
Good. Okay, babe.
Hi. So we received a notice of decision just about a week ago that our form I-485 was denied because after already getting an RFE, which we responded to, we were still missing. USCIS was still missing the information that they requested in the RFE because it was never. Everything was not submitted together. I feel like this is a big giant mess.
Okay, so hold on. So what's your name?
Frank.
Frank?
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank, are you the U.S. citizen or are you the immigrant?
I'm the U.S. citizen.
Okay, and Diana, you're the immigrant?
Yes.
And when did you come to the United States?
I come in August 8, the 2021.
What kind of a visa?
Tourist visa. I'm from Colombia.
Okay, and when did you get married?
In July 16, the 2022.
Okay, and then when did you file the I-130?
What day?
When? Yeah.
Just roughly.
I have it here. Exactly the day.
I think part of the problem was that our lawyer did not.
January 26, 2023.
Okay, so when you filed, Diana, you were out of status at the time that you filed, right?
Yeah, I think so. It
Yeah,
says
she
here.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would only have 6 months after you entered, and you got married and filed after that. Okay, did you file the I-130 and the 45 together?
I think they were turned in at separate times because our I-130 is still pending. There's two I-130s, one for
my son,
for her son, who we're petitioning for, also.
Mm-hmm.
And
is your son overseas? Son's overseas
in Colombia. Yep.
How old is your son?
He have a 15. He birthday 16 in November. In November.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So just talking about Diana's case, did you file the I-130 and the 45 together or separately?
It's my lawyer. I give the money on him, but I'm figured out that he may separate. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's okay though. Okay, so when did the I-130 got filed in January of 23, right?
Mm-hmm.
January of 2023. And when did the 45 get filed?
Here say in March 9, the 2023 you file for I-485 application for permanent residence. Yeah.
Yep. When did they send you the request for evidence?
August 30, 2023.
And did you receive a copy of the request for evidence?
Yes.
Back when they mailed it, I'm just going step by step. So when they mailed it in August, you received it.
Yes.
When was your answer to the request for evidence due?
My lawyer, he bring my packet. They give my medical doctor with the vaccine and medical examination and my passport. I give him, but I don't know if he sent the same day. He sent in November 20, 2023.
Okay, wait, hold on. But when was it due? They in the request for evidence, there's always a deadline. What was the deadline? Do you know?
Give me 1 second. Everything is here.
Where is this deadline?
What is this deadline?
So in the request for evidence, it usually says you have 87 days or 30 days.
Yeah.
Yes, it says you must submit the requested information by November 25th. 2023.
Okay. And when did your lawyer send it? Do you know?
November 2023. This is the say in the letter.
November what?
November 20.
November
November
20th.
20th. So did they receive? Did USCIS receive the response to the request for evidence?
No, that's the thing. No, they did not receive. It says
Explain
here.
on him.
Yes, it says here, after reviewing the evidence, USCIS has concluded that you are not eligible to adjust status because you failed to submit a properly completed and signed Form I-864. Even though they did receive the medical. Where is that? Where is it? Yes. It says on November 20th, we responded to the request for evidence and that we submitted a copy of her passport and Form I-693, the medical. But they didn't receive my tax.
So USCIS's position is that you guys sent in an incomplete request for evidence. All right. So here's the $1 million question. What does your lawyer say? And more importantly, what can your lawyer prove?
Exactly.
This is the same asking that us have it for him.
We've been trying to get him to, he says it was submitted, but we'd have no receipt or proof of that happening.
Because he said the I-864, never he can get a receipt when he submit because he not paid that one.
Yeah, he said that was not a paid form.
Yeah, but any lawyer worth 10 cents, number one, scans in everything they send it to USCIS, and number two, sends it by Federal Express or UPS so that you have proof of delivery. So does the lawyer have a scan of what he or she sent?
No, he says that there's no that's what I was asking about. I'm like, I can't believe there's no confirmation number of any kind or reference number or something to show that was sent out from him.
How does he say it was sent?
Electronically. So that's another problem, is that we also electronically signed it. There could be many problems with this because we've already found a few errors on the forms that they printed up to give back to us to review after the fact. If we were going to maybe even go our own separate way after this, and so his
I think you need. I think you need to. Yeah. Okay, so I know this will be a silly question, but we're sure he's a lawyer, right?
Right. Yeah, he's got a bar number and everything on the application.
Okay, that's good. And he signed the G28. G28 is the form. Did he sign the forms like the 485 and all that stuff? Is his contact information on all the files?
Okay, so what we have that they gave us back was the I-130A, which we're not sure why it was an A anyways, and the I-485.
Well, you do both.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the I-864. And on the top of these, it looks like his attorney's state bar number is on there.
Okay. And he signed it?
I don't see a signature though. I don't see any kind of signature from him.
Yes, but I think so that he signed it because for when he signed. I remember that he said this. He said, and my husband signed online.
Does he do? I don't want you to tell me his name, okay? At least on camera, right?
Okay.
Does he do stuff other than immigration or just immigration?
Yes. I'm not sure exactly what he specializes in actually, but apparently he's done this a few times before, even with two of her family members.
Yep.
And he said he's never had a denied case. It's just, this whole thing is unbelievable.
Okay, so I think we can help you guys. I think we probably have to file a new 485.
Okay.
I'd like to be able to just fight it out. How much money did you pay this guy?
Like 3,500.
Okay. All right. If you guys want to email me, I'm going to put my contact information on here. We can try to press him to see if he has any kind of proof of what he submitted. If he has proof of what was submitted, that your 864 was submitted properly. It sounds like he doesn't, though. It sounds like you've beat the bushes to see if he actually has them. But sometimes when people we can help turn up the temperature on him a little bit, maybe try to get some of your money back. and then we can go ahead and just do a new 485 is probably what needs to happen. But then, like, I wouldn't trust him to handle your son's case anymore. I wouldn't. What field office is this? If you had an interview, what field office?
Never have an interview.
We never had an interview.
But if you had one, where would it be? Like, what city do you live in? What big city are you in?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, send me an email. The email address is down below, and we'll respond. We'll track you guys down tomorrow. Just say this is Deanna and Frank, and we were on the Sunday show, and there's the email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay, great. Would we just one final question, because you've already helped us out a lot right now, but how would we be issued a notice to appear, and is that something we want to avoid happening?
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. We're not going to do that. She's not going to. I mean, she could get a notice to appear, but the goal would be to get a new 45 on file as fast as we can. Even if they did give her a notice to appear, we can undo it, but that would be like more money and more hassle. Hopefully, we don't have to. The trick now will be to get a 45 on file as fast as possible.
Okay.
And we can do I-485 when the I-130 is still pending. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
And when he asking my lawyer that he give me the proof, that he submit finally.
Well, that's right. We're gonna email him.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'll help you. We'll stick him. We'll poke him. We'll poke. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do.
I know.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You guys.
Watching your show.
Yeah.
Have a good day. See you guys.
Have a beautiful day. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, what a nice couple. And everybody in the comments is right. They're trying to do everything right. They paid their fees. They got them the stuff on time. I mean, it's just scary out there sometimes about it's scary out there sometimes about just the bad lawyering out there. And it's basic stuff. It's meat and potatoes. I mean, an I-64, it's not that hard. And I mean, I guess we should really. I loved her accent too, Rocio. We have a team member named Juliana who's from Colombia, and she sounded just like her. So it's really funny. I try to listen to accents, and I always like. There was a guy earlier that called today that sounded just like Fatuma, so I was guessing that he was from Sudan. So when I heard Deanna, I was thinking of Yuli in our office because they sound very similar. All right. So in any event. I also thought Frank looked like the guy from The Bear. Hold on, I'm gonna see. Does anybody? They're still in there. Does anybody ever tell you look like the guy from The Bear? You're on mute.
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a great show. It's on Hulu. It's about this guy whose brother dies and leaves him this crappy restaurant in Chicago. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. It's their little half-hour episodes. It's just a great show. Go check it out. I'll email you guys tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Great.
God bless you.
Right.
Have
Bye,
a
guys.
beautiful day.
Yep. See ya. All right. What a nice couple. All right. Stefan's been waiting for a while. Hi, Stefan.
Hello, Jim. How are you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. I just got married yesterday. 2 days ago.
What the heck? Congratulations. That's exciting.
So it's good news. Very exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've now filled out all the forms necessary for these things, and I'm getting the evidence together, all the supplementary evidence and the like. And I just had a couple of questions before I send everything out. One being that on the I-864, my own income is enough to support the household.
Wait, hold on. Time out. We don't talk about I-864s on here.
Ah, okay.
Because it's too boring.
Okay.
It's too boring. It's too boring. Everybody hates them, and I don't know how to do them. I don't do them. I haven't done one for a really long time.
All right. So we won't do that then. Then let's talk about the fact that we're both in like a period of transition.
Okay.
Where both I and her are about to start new jobs come August. And our current jobs are fine and will, pay the bills and the like and work for all these forms we don't talk about. But do I have to mention? We
can talk about the other forms, just not the I-864.
Just not that one. But should I include like job offer letters from the new jobs? Should I show rental lease agreements for the new place that we're moving to? Or is it just about backwards looking, present looking? You get what I'm asking?
First of all, yeah. So first of all, are you going to apply with your new address or your old address?
the current address that I'm at, which is my quote unquote old address. I'm not applying
So
a new address.
you're proposing to file an I-130 and a 45 and then move 2 months later?
Yes, by
That's what your
updating the
plan
address
is?
online. Yeah, well, I mean, I was hoping to update the address
No,
with an
I
AR
hate
or something.
I hate that plan. I hate that plan.
Okay.
Have you heard any? Did you hear anybody on the show? No. Here's why: because they're going to
Yeah.
mail your green card to your old address.
I mean, in 2 months, then the green card is not going to be ready, right? Like,
So you're going to put on address A. When you file everything, you're going to put address A. That for the next 3 years, no matter anything you do, that is most likely going to be your official address with USCIS. You could file an AR-11 every day for a month, and they still might send your green card to that first address.
I see. Okay.
So
well, that's annoying.
are you in status other than this, or are you out of status?
I'm a U.S. citizen. She is
her.
in status Mexican national.
Will she be in status 2 months from now?
She will be in status 2 months from now because before we apply for this, we're going to apply for her STEM OPT extension.
Perfect.
Right before.
So then, my big vote is sign the lease, buy all the crap, all the furniture, all the Target runs, keep all that shit, submit it all 2 months from now. Once you're at that firm address, otherwise she might not ever get her green card.
Okay, so basically, wait to submit until we're at the firm address.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! I mean, that's like
Sorry.
3 months from now. That's not ideal. I was hoping to submit in June, not in August. Okay.
I mean, you do what you want, but yeah. I talk about percentages. I think it's 15%, 20% chance if you do with the old address that you don't get the green card at the right address. I don't think it's 2%. I think it's 20.
That's crazy because these people keep asking you to like tell you what your address is within 10 days of every move, and they keep such tabs on you.
I mean, as Nurse Laura points out, they even mess it up when you give them the right address. That's true. That is true. So, yep.
Should I give them? Should I tell them to send it to my work then instead of to my actual home? No. Okay.
No.
Given the changes, tomorrow she's going in for her long-delayed global entry interview. Should she not mention marriage? Everything is in status. We haven't filed anything new, but
I have no idea. I have global entry myself, but as far as foreign nationals in the United States using global entry, I think it's pretty tough to pull off. I don't know. I think people do it, but if there's anything on the application previously that said she was single, or that they ask about her tomorrow, she should be honest about whenever the date of her marriage is, and tell them accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. So just be honest at the interview, which is always a good policy. Do you still recommend applying for advanced parole, given that there's the new fee structure, the long delays in getting advanced parole?
We are recommending that for clients, but that's because, what we always tell the clients, it's expensive and you got to pay for it now. It sucks that you do. But for anybody with any kind, I say if there's a 10% chance that you have to go back home, you have sick aunt or uncle or grandma or mom or dad, then yeah, I would. But otherwise,
Okay, so you still say to do it. Okay, so then we shouldn't apply during this time of transition. Wait until we've actually transitioned. Be honest at interviews. In terms of like general evidence for things, right? One of the things that people do is send in like joint credit card statements, joint bank accounts. Do you redact dollar amounts? Do you hide certain information that's sensitive? What's the best practice there? Because otherwise they can like see everything on the right, like every single thing that you've put.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I could redact dollar amounts. That's really good. Okay, and then that's about it. So basically, if we just wait until the transition, then we'll be able to. There won't be any question of that. Okay, sounds good. And in general, for forms, this is boring, but do you do all caps or no?
No, we don't. We haven't done all caps in a long time.
All right, excellent. Well, that's all I've got for now. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You got it, Keisha. Hello, Keisha.
Hi, how are you? I have one quick question. I heard a little bit about the mail, and that's what I'm going through. My husband, they sent out his card. Well, first they sent him his approval letter to our address, but then they sent the card to our old address, which we already had updated them about the new address. So when we looked it up and we followed the tracking number, it said it was still at the post office. So we went to the post office. They can't find it. I submitted a missing mail request, but I don't know what we are to do now.
Probably have to file a 990. How long ago was that?
They sent it February 24th.
And the last update from USCIS says what? It's out for delivery.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're probably just gonna have to wait and see, and maybe give them another week or two, and then probably have to file a 990.
Is that the? I found something like a request, because
this is for a replacement green card.
Okay, you said it's a what?
I-90, I-90.
Okay, I-90. Okay. We put in a request to them, and they're supposed to get back to us June 1st.
Yeah, I'd give it a month or two. Yeah, and see what happens.
Okay, and then at that time, should we file the request or should we wait till they respond?
I'd give them a month. I'd give them a month, or until they give you some kind of final, something that you feel seems sort of final, and then I'd file the I-90.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, last call. Kadisha is our last call. Hello, Kadisha.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon. All right, so my question is, so I'm currently married and I'm currently also in status, and I know I'm supposed to file the, let me see, the I-485, the 196, the I-693, 130, 131, and all of that. But I have a 6-year-old. Yeah. But I have a 6-year-old daughter, so I'm wondering if I should file the same as I'm filing for myself.
Okay. So is your child here in the United States?
Yes, she is. We both are.
And are you asking me what forms does the kid need, or what forms do I file if I want to save a little money? Either one is fine. I just want to make sure I'm answering your question.
Yeah, to save a little money.
So, you and your child entered on a visit visa?
Yes, we did.
And then at the time that you entered, were you already married?
No.
Okay, how long after entry did you get married?
I think about 100 days.
Perfect. And your spouse is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder?
A U.S. citizen.
Awesome. Okay. And I'm sorry, did you say you already filed for yourself, or no, you haven't filed for yourself?
No, we haven't filed as yet. I'm currently going through the forms.
Okay. And yeah, so you will need at the very least, you'll need a separate I-130 and a 485 and an I-864 for your kid.
And an I-864.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need those 3 forms.
Well, if you want to get them proof of status, they're only 6. So I think I would just focus on that. You're not going to be leaving anytime soon, are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so I think you're fine.
Okay, so I need to file those 3, and for the rest, I could just file these 3 for myself also.
No. I mean, for you, I would file for the work card at the very least, because that's going to be your fastest proof of status. If you think you might have to leave the United States, you want to file for advanced parole. But at the very least, I would file for the work card too. It's only $260. Yeah, it's only $260 more, and then you need the 693 for you, and the affidavit of support for you.
Gotcha. But I don't have to file the I-31, right? Since I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon.
Right.
Gotcha. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye. You got it. All right, I'm going to take one more because she has a child in her hands. Hi, McKay. You're on mute.
Hi, Jim. Thank you. So
Sure.
I'm calling because my husband is here undocumented without any papers. We recently got married, and he came here to see his baby get born and to help take care of us, but he's having a hard time finding work, so we want to get him status from
Oh, where's he from?
Mexico.
Has he entered the United States before without inspection?
No, this is his first time doing it, and he doesn't have any record.
And when he came across the border, did he get stopped or did he make it through?
Nope, he made it through.
Okay, so how long ago did he enter?
Like 5 months ago.
Okay, so and when he came, you guys were already married?
No, we got married just recently, last week.
Okay, cool. My daughter's saying hi, so I'm saying hi, Nora. Hi, baby. All right, so so the way that it works is you'll file an I-130 petition for him. That's sort of the easy part. That's to show that you're married, right? Then once that gets approved, you'll start to process it as if he's still in Mexico. But then he's going to need a waiver because he entered without inspection. So then you'll have to file a 601A waiver for the entry. And then if the waiver gets approved, then he'll have to go back overseas for consular processing.
Okay. There's not a way, we've been hearing from like ads on Facebook that there's a way to do it without him leaving.
No, he'll have to leave. If he wasn't inspected, he'll have to leave.
Okay. So I-601 and I-130.
That's later. The I-130 is the first part.
Okay. And you said process it as if he's still in Mexico? Process it how?
They will begin to process it, though, because you'll file a standalone I-130. Like, McKay, I don't think you should do this without a lawyer. I think you should use a lawyer for this. But if you're going to, you do the I-130. You wait for that to get approved. Then you start the process at the National Visa Center. And then you do the 601A waiver. And then eventually he's going to process and get an appointment at the interview. And then he's going to have to go back home.
Okay. So are you accepting clients or?
Sure. Yeah, that's my email right there on the bottom. If you want to email us, you can, and we'd be happy to work with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck, kid. Thanks. All right. All right. Apparently Juan's been waiting. This is gonna be really my last call, and then I'm done. Hi, Juan. How you doing, bud? You're on mute. Oh, Juan hung up on himself. Wait, hold on. Is he back? Here he is. Juan. Hi, Juan. How you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Jim?
I'm good, buddy.
Okay, so quick question. I've been in the country almost 26 years, basically my entire life. I'm currently 27. Uh, I don't know how to start a process or try to get a status, some sort or some way.
So,
I
where were you born?
was born in Mexico, Guerrero, Mexico,
How old were
and
you? How old were you when you came?
basically my parents brought me when I was a year and 8 months.
And so what year was that? Like
Oh,
2023, 2024?
No, that was when. No, I was brought here when I was 1 year and 8 months old.
So what year was that?
It was almost. I want to say 99.
Okay, did you apply for DACA?
Well, there was an issue with my what was it called? My birth certificate. My birth certificate was in Mexico, and when I tried to apply for DACA, they were asking me for it. Only thing is, I think it got lost somewhere in Mexico. My grandmother tried to look for it, and basically, I hired somebody over there to try and get it to me. And they told me that since I was already 18, I had to leave the country to go sign in court to get it back. So there was that big issue, and then I tried to hire somebody to try and get my own certificate by what's it called through electronic. And then I finally got it. But once I got it, Trump went in office and shut down the whole thing, the whole DACA program,
Right.
and I was left out. My brother was the only one that was able to apply for DACA, and he's currently he's been with DACA for 5 or 6 years now.
So unfortunately, the DACA program is still frozen by court order. You can't apply for DACA. So really, the only options you have are, marriage, employment, asylum, or diversity visa. You can't do the diversity visa because you're from Mexico. You probably can't make an asylum claim because you've been here for so long. Maybe there's some reason why you fear going back home. Employment, you've been out of status and you entered without inspection, so you can't get a green card through employment. So really, your only option would be like that last person, McKay, that I was talking to. If you married a U.S. citizen, they could apply for you. It's complicated, but there would be a path. Otherwise, there's no path right now.
Right. So if an employer wanted me, could they like sponsor me or ask for me or nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
Not under the current law.
So my only option would be through marriage, right?
Right. And it'd have to be a real marriage, not just to get an immigration benefit.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was my only question. I've been trying to find hope somewhere, but it's been slamming doors for me for a good minute.
I'm sorry, Juan.
No, that's all right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
See you, buddy. All right, that'll do it with today's show. Juan and so many others want to get status, and they just can't. The law is just not very friendly, not very helpful. We'll be back. I was wrong. We're actually not doing a show tomorrow. Tomorrow we're so a big immigration lawyer is coming to town. I'll tell you guys about it after tomorrow. But his name's Ira Kurzban. He actually writes the book that we use when we go to look up research. And he's coming to St. Louis. He's doing a fundraiser. He has a political action committee for politicians that are pro-immigrant. So we're having a fundraiser for him. And so no show tomorrow. The next show will be 3 o'clock on Tuesday. 3 o'clock on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central, episode 596. I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend, everybody.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.